Yo, 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 we are back. I feel 100% better. We're doing this on a Monday because my voice, you can tell, is still a little off. Super dumb sick. I ain't been that sick in forever. Forever.
Yeah, so
Left
we had
work.
a big I'm glad you're feeling better, man. Big weekend, a lot of stuff happening this weekend, and Ray was sick through all of it.
Hey, but I was watching some of it. I was watching
What's your favorite jelly bean? What's your favorite jelly bean ever? What's your best jelly bean?
Jelly Belly, um, root beer.
I like Jelly Belly the best, but this red pack of Starburst, bro,
Oh no, dude!
is
Starburst jelly
second.
beans are jelly bean star. They're fire. I like this. I like the sour jelly bellies too. I've been to the Jelly Belly factory as well.
Yeah, Jelly Bellies are amazing, but the Starburst Jelly Bellies, the red all red pack, that's where it's at.
Yeah, I haven't tried them yet, but probably will. I love jelly beans.
Do you like watermelon jelly beans?
I like any jelly beans, dude. I like the buttered popcorn flavor jelly bean from Jelly Belly, dog.
I'm not a big watermelon fan, but they have watermelon in here, and even those are fire. These are watermelon, cherry, and strawberry only, all red. Check
Sounds
them
delicious.
out.
Sounds delicious.
So what's new in your world, man?
uh,
Well, we can start off. The end is near for Warzone. I know we've been arguing a lot about this game in the last couple of days, but
yeah,
what's
yeah.
new?
Yeah, they were saying it was dying. You know what I mean? I'm like, whatever. Games, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But what was it yesterday? I played like, I don't know, like 10, 15 games. None of them had a full lobby. None of them. And that was Resurgence. Resurgence had no full lobbies, and the games played slower. Like, obviously less people. I was like, what the? I was like, what is going on? Like, and it's Resurgence. And so, and then I got back to, and then well, I maybe want to switch anyways because like once in a Call of Duty gets to a point,
Yep, I
it's
can't
getting
play it
out.
after a certain amount of time. I just
Yeah,
can't.
cheaters. Everyone's just using the same gun. It's just yeah, becomes tiring. So, got it back to playing Battlefield yesterday, and then fell in love. And then I got off work. Boom! I just did a 3 hour stream and invited some new people. Got a sub. Like, man, having fun. Battlefield's awesome. Um, yeah, it's way
Yeah, I
better
mean,
than
when
when
I
it
told you,
first
I was
came out.
like, let's check out Battlefield. I know some of your other homies were like, let's go back to Battlefield, but I was like, my cousin Leo, Tall PR, if you guys see him on any of our stuff, he's been trying to get me to play Battlefield again forever. Like, he was staying with me for a little bit at the beginning of last year when Battlefield 4 came out, and he probably put like 100 hours in on my account, and he's still playing it now. So it's like his favorite game. And he's like, come on, B, come play Battlefield. And I'm like, yo, I was like, just jump on Warzone. It's free. Like, we're all on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I don't want to play Warzone. But there's just something this and this hence it holds true no matter what battlefield, even if the battlefield sucks. Like, there is nothing like a battlefield moment. Like, no other video game creates moments as cool as shit as some like sniping feels on Warzone in the past when it was one shot kills, or like you wipe a squad on a Call of Duty. Nothing feels like the destruction or strategy that goes into playing Battlefield. Like, you're gonna
Dude, when
start
I shot
seeing clips
that
now because
rocket,
Ray's streaming it. We're gonna start playing it a lot more. But there's nothing like taking a rocket and just blowing up a tank or leveling a
dude,
building because
chopper,
they're camping in the building.
dude. When I caught that chopper out of the air, I was like, oh, it was so sick, dude.
It's
So
just a
sick.
shame. I feel like Battlefield would have a great battle royale if they wanted to.
The thing, dude, what's surprising me is like, Battlefield's no BR, whatever, and it's holding my attention tough. Like, I think I'm over that now.
You
I'm
might be.
over.
You might be.
I
There's
think,
fatigue. That's all we've been playing for 4 years.
yeah, and it's not even the fatigue because Battlefield's never like Battlefield's always been my favorite shooter. Period. Like Battlefield 3, I don't know how I played that until they shut the servers down pretty much. Like we were on that game, and I was up. Dude, I was ready for this game. But then the game chat didn't work. The crossplay was kind of garbage. We were getting kicked in and out. That new game mode that they promised was kind of trash.
Yeah, when it
And
came out, there was no cross. You couldn't even chat. Like
Yep.
you
Like it was.
couldn't. There was no in-game chat. How is that possible?
Well, dude, I was on there today, and before I did the Xbox search thing, nobody was talking to me, and I don't know how to use the chat on there still. Which it's incredible, but it's fine. There's plenty of people on Xbox community, and if you have friends, it works out. So whatever, man. Maybe you have to do the squad thing that I did do. I forgot about that. You hit the right stick and the squad. You invite people to your squad. Maybe the gameplay works. The mic's working there because I remember it working like that last time. But yeah, man, Battlefield's way better than it was obviously 2 years ago. I thought that game was going to die, but it seems like it's picking up some steam. So we'll see where that goes. And then, yeah, so just getting over being sick and WrestleMania. Watched my son's getting into wrestling. He watched like both the yesterday. He watched from 7 till 10. Well, he passed out during the Roman Reigns. So
Yeah, it's a big weekend, man. This weekend, there's just so much shit going on. This is my problem. I probably have like, I don't know, ADHD or something or ADD, but like, because I can't just focus on one thing. But so we're in Milwaukee, if you guys aren't aware, or was Southeast Wisconsin. There's so much going on, dude. There's the Midwest Gaming Classic, dude. We didn't even think of that, and we should have went and made content there. Like
oh,
it was
sure. Well,
all weekend. We didn't even think about it. Then they had a boxing fight at Pfizer, Jorge Masvidal's, whatever it's called. You had Anthony Pettis versus Roy Jones. Some
Anthony
young
Pettis.
boxers were on the card. It must have done awful because I literally didn't see no social media action on this whatsoever. Like at all. There was no one talking about it. And
When I
we're
was
in
watching,
the city. Like I live in Milwaukee.
when
And
I was
no,
watching the
I know
highlight
people that
videos,
were there
they weren't
and didn't
showing like
post on social media about it.
they weren't showing the crowd or anything when I was watching highlight videos. So I don't think there was that big of a turnout.
So,
Roy
but it
Jones,
was an option to have
yeah,
the Bucks are playing the Sixers in a huge matchup on Sunday night.
Giannis
Possible
dominated.
number one seed. We won that game, so we're more than likely going to be the number one seed. 5 games to play. And then the spectacle that is WrestleMania over 2 days. I mean, if you really watch and you're not casual, like you watch SmackDown on Friday. Hall of Fame was after SmackDown, which I didn't watch. My wife did. Sunday at 11, NXT Stand and Deliver, and those young dudes and women went bananas. That show was amazing. 2.5 hours of that in the middle of the day. And then WrestleMania started at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, Saturday night.
Yeah,
And it was just crazy, just action-packed weekend. And let's not even talk about the Final Four. The women's Final Four. I know you're not super into this, but women's Final Four was Friday night. Men's Final Four was Saturday. Then you had tonight is the national championship. Like the last 4 days, if you're a sports fan in general, was just bananas.
yeah. I'm a casual wrestler watcher now, so I'm not too hardcore. But I don't know how last year's was, but this year's I think 2 days is too much. It seemed like a lot of filler matches and in like I don't know, too many. There was too many like multiple whatever matches like fatal four ways and four-way tags and stuff like that. Too much of that stuff. But other than that, it was good. I don't know what the hell Seth Rollins was wearing. That Eddie Van I don't know what he came out looking like Cardi B with a big blow up jacket on or whatever his pants were. I don't know. The match was fire though, dude. I knew somebody was in that prime bottle. I told my son that I was like, hey, someone's in there. I was like, I think it's Jake Paul. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it could have
saying?
been his brother. A lot of
But
people
it
thought it
ended
was his
up being
brother.
KSI. That was
Yeah.
dope. I like that. I like that.
KSI taking the bump.
I'm mad that
Listen, they just have too many. They have so many wrestlers. It's a showcase, right? It's the showcase of immortals. Like, and there were so many people that didn't even make the show. This is a 2-night show, over 8 hours of matches, and still, even with what you're saying, where it felt like a lot of filler matches, like people still weren't on the card. So I just feel like overall, there's always one night better than the other. Saturday was better than Sunday by far. Like by far the better the better night was Saturday. Every match Saturday felt epic. Like I was watching every single match. They were just really good matches. John Cena and Austin Theory started off. John Cena can main event any pay-per-view, even right now as a part-timer, never in the ring. And the match was super believable. He put Austin Theory over. Theory did his thing and looked great doing it as a young up-and-comer wrestler. First off, kudos to John Cena for always doing that because most wrestlers don't even want to do that shit.
Hulk Hogan never would.
Never. He didn't want to put The Rock over when they fought at WrestleMania, and he was already well past his prime, which was just insane. Charlotte and Rhea Ripley killed their title match. That was just
yeah, and it was like a half-hour match, dude. Like most men can't even wrestle half hour and keep your attention. They killed it.
Everything. Even when she suplexed her and she botched it and landed on her face, like.
But you need moments like that.
I mean, it just felt good. It felt good.
Her nose is like ripped open. Like,
after when they were celebrating, she was celebrating. Charlotte's on the ground. Like that felt good.
And
I mean, it's one of the best women's matches for sure. Like all time.
She put her over. You know, Charlotte Flair, her time's pretty much. I'm gonna say done, but like it's time to.
Yeah, there's a lot of younger ladies on a roster now.
I think Roman Reigns should. I mean, nothing against him. I don't dislike him or nothing like that. But what's his title reign gone to almost 300 days or something like?
Boy, 945 days.
Yeah, man. Like, okay,
he's been in champ for 3 years. That was night two, though. That was night two. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. That was a fun match. Good match. Main event. We knew the Usos were going to lose that match.
I don't like that Zayn guy as a wrestler, dude.
Sami Zayn's awesome, bro. He's so over, too.
He's just unbelievable to me, dude. He looks like, I don't know. Whatever. But, yeah, man.
I think somebody's called him like a garbage man before or something, just like a regular-looking dude. But yeah, Kevin Owens is a regular chubby-looking dude, too. Like, they just...
Yeah, but he's like front flipping into tables and his big ass be doing some crazy stuff,
So Sami Zayn used to be like a luchador. He used to wrestle with a mask on and do crazy stuff. In the WWE, he's never been really unleashed, though. It's always been just real dumb stuff.
Yeah, the whole bloodline thing with him in there, totally unbelievable. Like
it was meant to be a joke, and then the fans just bought into it. It was just it just fed into it. It was good. The worst match on Saturday was Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. That match was awful.
Like, dude, but that Asian chick from Damage Control, she needs to be put over. She needs to be champion. She's, I think, the best female wrestler in wrestling.
Io's amazing, bro, and she can fly. Like she's the, I don't know, they call her the captain of the skies.
She's technical. Everything she does is believable. She's cute. She's a dope little character. Like, I think she's put over and be on her own for sure. Way better than Bayley.
I mean, and that match wasn't like, I don't want to say it was terrible, but it wasn't good. It was by far the worst match on night one, for sure.
Yeah, well, because like Lita can't do the stuff. Dude, when she did the, what was that called? The Poetry in Motion. Oh my, she botched that so bad.
When Trish tried to do her like springboard on the outside, that was awful. Like they showed their age for
That's
sure.
What happens. Yeah, when you got people in their 50s, they need to stop this. Yeah, and stop with the legend stuff, man. Unless it's, you know what I mean. It was just, it wasn't good. It was decent.
Dominic and Rey Mysterio was a really good match. Even though Dominic lost, it was the first time not at a house show that Dominic's had almost an entire match by himself and looked good doing it. Like he looked
for this, the 619.
I mean, that's not his move. You know what I'm saying? He does. Yeah. He has Eddie's skill set, not Ray's.
It looked really tacky. He botched it. Like didn't botch it, but there was like no momentum or anything.
There's no smoothness on it. No, he definitely has Eddie's moveset, but I think it's by design. He's not as athletic as Ray is because he's not little. He's a bigger dude. You know what I'm saying? Compared to his dad. So he does all of Eddie's moves. He does the Three Amigos. He does a frog splash. He does a springboard, from the outside to the inside. He needs to hit the
gym more, though, because he's not as athletic as Eddie either. You know what I'm saying?
He's young. Like, he definitely shouldn't even have been in the main roster. He should have started in NXT, but because of his dad and The storyline just took him there. He was
Yeah,
fast forward, but it's fine.
but
He's doing a lot
even,
better now.
even being young, dude, get in better shape if you're gonna be wrestling like that, dude. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know. I mean, we're beyond that now. Like Kevin Owens is a prime example. Like Kevin Owens looked like a normal dude, and he's doing, sentons and
Yeah, yeah.
swantons, and
Sure, sure,
dude,
sure.
he has this move. He doesn't do it often, but he'll like jump onto the rope like a springboard from the
Springboard.
ground, and then like flip over it. Kevin Owens is crazy. And then the Fatal 4-Way, like what did they call it? The showcase, the tag team showcase. That was way funner than I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be. I was
Oh
like, this
yeah.
match is going to
Yeah.
be garbage. And
That
then
was good.
the spots, dude, Ricochet is a real life superhero. Like that dude is just something else. He
Dude,
defies gravity.
he's the spot too. Like that guy. Yeah,
So
yeah.
good.
He should be a
And then
solo.
Seth and Logan, dog. Every time Logan Paul steps into the ring, just better and better every
He's got
single
it.
time.
He's
He
got it.
has it, dog. He has the look. He can talk on the mic and he can wrestle. Like the
Yeah.
dude is legit. And I hope he sticks around, man. I hope he makes this more full time. It sounds like Seth Rollins had like a little interview online. He's like, I hope he sticks around because I guess that was his last match on his contract, supposedly. It was his birthday. He might be over it because this was only supposed to probably be for fun, dog. And all of a sudden, he's out here in a high profile match against Seth Rollins at the Showcase of the Immortals.
Isn't it like his second or third WrestleMania already?
Second for sure in a match. And then he made an appearance. I don't know. I know shit that he's done in the past has gotten him into hot water. I get that. They say crazy shit, but he's just,
That's
you
his
can't say
job.
nothing. You can't say enough about the Logan brothers, bro. The Pauls, they are athletic as shit. Like, this is not up for debate. And they
No.
understand, like, even if Logan Paul isn't in the WWE, he's in the WWE business. Like, what he does, how they create their characters, it lends itself to this. This is what he's doing anyways. He's getting people to hate him. He's talking shit before fights. I don't know. I'm super in on Logan. I hope he stays. I hope they, over the next year and a half or so, he does enough to get a belt. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
And then this isn't going to be a wrestling podcast, but it's the Showcase of the Immortals, guys. I had to talk about it, and it basically took up
WrestleMania just happened.
all of my weekend. Bad Bunny made an appearance. You can't forget Bad Bunny. Benito was in the house.
Yeah, he helped homeboy win that
Ray.
match.
Yeah. So the next premium event, that's what we're calling pay-per-views now, is going to be in Puerto Rico in May. Bad Bunny's going to be the host. So I'm sure they're going to build towards that. Either Dominic versus Bad Bunny or Damien's going to have something with Bad Bunny. So that's going to be interesting. And then we moved on to night 2, which the women's tag team showcase, awful. It was so bad. And then you have Ronda and Shayna win. Ronda wasn't even in the match. I don't even remember anything Ronda did in that entire match until she put the armbar on.
And dude, people were booing that thing. It
was so bad. I was like, what is going on? They should have pushed Raquel and Liv. I don't even like Liv like that no more, but Raquel had a really good Royal Rumble. She had a great showing. People were geeked about her. Granted, it was in Texas. She's from Texas, so there was a lot of that. But overall, she did good. And then you put her in this tag team match just to put her on a show, and it's kind of whack. Then you got Brock Lesnar versus Omos. Short match for what it was. They did the best they could do for what it was. I didn't like the match in particular, but it didn't suck. It was about 15 minutes. Brock showed I don't care who you are, like lifting this dude up. F5 in them is incredible. Doing his Suplex City stuff on this big dude.
Yeah, Omos, he reminds me of that dude that beat the Undertaker way back.
Yeah, the giant dude. What was his name? Was it just the giant? The dude that had the suit. Remember, it was like that's exactly who he reminds me of. I can't remember his name.
He's a I don't know, big gimmick thing to me. He can't wrestle worth shit.
No, he definitely can't. But
so I like that.
Brock might leave, and when you're thinking about the story, like obviously, guys, if you aren't watching wrestling, it is predetermined. Like we know that they decide what's happening. The match itself, they do kind of in motion, but we know who will win. At least they do. The WWE is in search of a gimmick, of a monster, of a beast, right? Brock might leave. You have this dude who's 7'6". Like, what is the purpose of letting Brock win the match? There is no purpose to this whatsoever. It's insane to me. And then the match of the night, or what stowed the match until the main event, dude, Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre had themselves an instant classic for the Intercontinental title. That shit was crazy. It wasn't even like, they weren't even technical wrestling. They were just beating the shit out of each other. Like, everyone's chest was red, bloody, like so many chops and clotheslines and punches.
Yeah.
Gunther's the truth. Gunther's a world champ in the next year for sure. For sure. Raw women's title. There was no story to this. It kind of annoyed me. They just kind of threw Asuka in there, so there was no way she was gonna win. Bianca and Asuka was just a random match to me.
Yeah.
And then Finn Balor and Edge in Hell in a Cell. Dude, a 20-minute Hell in a Cell match. It was supposed to go longer. I know it was, but because did you see his head? I think you muted. I can't hear you.
I'm here. You froze.
No, you did. I couldn't hear you or nothing. We're good though. Well, nope.
Okay.
All right, we're good now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
yep,
yeah.
Yep. Okay. So they're having a Hell in a Cell match. Hard hitting. Edge throws a ladder at Finn, like throws it sideways. And the spot is Finn. You're supposed to put your hands up, right? And he didn't do it in time, and the ladder like cracked him in his head. And you could tell that it was botched, but there was blood on the ladder, so he for sure. So then Finn gets up, and he's not selling moves because he's the demon. So he's hitting them with chairs. He's getting up. None of it's affecting him. And now all of a sudden he gets up and there's like blood all over the mat. And he's like has this giant gash. So the ref has to bring the paramedics into the cage, which completely now suspends the disbelief of him being this demon that can't be injured. And we don't know what happened in the moment, right? Like they're just kind of on a side. She's working on him. Anyways, they finished the match. It was about a 25-minute Hell in a Cell match, which for sure that couldn't have been the plan, right? Like it was probably scheduled to be longer. Turns out he posts a picture. The dude has like a 6-inch gash on the top of his head, bro. And they stapled his head in the ring during the match. They stapled it shut right there next to the apron, is what it looked like. Just to stop it. Well, and he finished the match that way, dog. Crazy. Hats off to Finn Balor, bro. That is insane. And like it looked like he had like a bunch of like Vaseline or something in it to stop the bleeding because it looked like they stuffed it. But he finished the match that way. It was insane. And then lastly, dude, the main event. What we all tuned in for to watch Cody Rhodes finish the story. And
so dumb, dude. We built all the way up to that to have this bum win again, dude, with a spear.
So before the last 20 seconds of that match, we're watching one of the greatest WrestleMania main events of all time.
Fire. That
match was incredible. Like, don't let the ending spoil what it was, because the match was absolutely incredible. The pace of it. It was just story. It was a story the whole way through.
Yeah,
the
but
entire match was a story.
Incredible. We're building up to this, and you're thinking the title's finally going to turn. So like, it's great. You're like, oh man, this is going to happen.
Everyone's invested. We were all, you're watching and you're invested. And then it doesn't happen. I think there was clues that it wasn't going to happen. It was kind of weird that Cody, like, said hi to his wife and his daughter before the match. Like, that was kind of strange, kind of making us feel like it's for sure going to happen. That was all a part of the not going to happen story. My thing is basically what you said. Like, I'm not angry about it. I love Roman Reigns. I do think the bloodline thing has run its course. It's been way too long. And this is the best version of Roman we've ever gotten. Like, this version of Roman is by far better than any other character, than the big dog that he had, and then the Shield Roman. Those Romans were awful. But I don't even care necessarily if it would have been anyone else that they lost. But here's my issue with it, right? So, like, the buildup is there. You're building. Cody's trying to finish the story. Dusty's never won a belt. Like, the fans are super into it. If Cody wins, you will never, like, the pop and that moment, that WrestleMania moment would have been one of the best WrestleMania moments of all time. Like, I feel that to my core. It would have just been
Oh
insane.
no.
Everyone would have been a part of it. Like, and cool. So you had him lose, but what happens now? Right. So, like, are you gonna have him win the
Yeah.
title on a random ass Monday Night Raw? Are you gonna have him win the title at Money in the Bank in England? Like, the next logical place now for Cody to beat Roman for the belt is SummerSlam. That's in August. And even then, it's not going to feel the same. It's not WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying?
Wrestle.
Like, it is not that moment. So I think Cody's going to have another year of buildup. Like, Cody's not going to fight Roman. And if he does, he'll lose again. And we're going to get Cody versus Roman in WrestleMania at 40 next year. And that's when he'll win the belt.
He should lose
That is
again.
another year from now. That means Roman is going to have the belt for over 1,200 days. It's just
Dog, and they gotta stop having people have two belts, man. There's two belts for a reason.
yeah. So I always thought if Cody won, they would split the belts up because Gunther's on the come up. There's way too many wrestlers. They need to have a champion on each of the brands. And I thought that was what the plan was going to be. But this one might be moot, y'all. The WWE today was purchased by Endeavor, I think it's called. It's a parent company who owns the UFC right now. And this is big news for various reasons. First off, they're going to make a mega sports entertainment and live sports company together. The UFC and the WWE together are going to form this company. Going to be publicly traded. And it is valued at $21.6 billion, which is absolutely insane out the gate. So Tony Khan is going to stay on as the WWE president. Dana White's going to still be the UFC president. Vincent Kennedy McMahon is the executive chairman of this new company, which is crazy to me. He's Dana's basically, he's Dana's boss, basically, in the hierarchy. And changes are coming. So it's going to be really interesting. Triple H tonight has an announcement. So Raw's going to start with an announcement. Who knows what they say? There's rumors that the WWE is going to change their name, which is wild to me because that's the brand. Like, why would you change the name? But there's rumors of that. I think the reason that Vince is staying on is because the WWE's TV rights are up at the end of this year. So in 2024, they need to negotiate new rights. I think Vince is strictly staying on for that to help with the negotiations of that. But he already said today that he wants to leverage both brands. So I think whoever bids on the next rights is getting the UFC and the WWE together in whatever channel this is all going to, which is going to be insane. And smart, they're going to get way more money for that.
Yeah.
We'll see if any of the channels or streaming services pick up on it. UFC right now has a deal with ESPN. So on ESPN Plus, you have a lot of UFC shit. I wouldn't doubt ESPN being in on it and adding WWE to ESPN Plus and having all that live on there. That would add a lot of subscribers to ESPN Plus. It would make a shit ton of sense. But the biggest difference, and this is what I want to talk to you about, because I know as far as Sunday night's matches, you weren't super into it. So the biggest change between what WWE does and what the UFC does is Vince has never allowed wrestlers to earn money outside of the WWE without him getting a cut from it. We talked about this with Up, Up, Down, Down. That's why he brought them in and then didn't really pay them for it. We talked about this with Mandy Rose, who got fired for having an OnlyFans. Multiple wrestlers have gotten fired for having Twitch channels, or they've left because they can't monetize their likeness or Twitch channels. The UFC doesn't have that problem. The UFC lets you do that. And they're owned by this company. So this is going to be a major shift, I think, in my opinion, for wrestlers in the WWE. Because now you're going to be able to leverage that and make way more money. You can have your Twitch channel, your YouTube channel. If you're a female, Mandy Rose exclusively doesn't work here because of her OnlyFans page. Otherwise, she would still be in the WWE as the NXT Women's Champ. Like, she literally got fired because she had private videos that she was selling to fans. And she ended up making like triple the amount of money she ever made in the WWE in like 2 months. So, like, it is what it is, but that's a big difference. And we'll see. They say Triple H is going to still be in charge of creative, which is important, but we'll see how much actual change happens in the next month, starting tonight, Monday Night Raw. If you're not watching wrestling, it's actually getting better. Give it a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Give
All
it a
right, now
chance.
get off of wrestling, and I want to get into the Blue Beetle trailer, which I just watched right before we jumped onto the spot. Brian told me it was dope.
Dope.
I didn't really believe it too much. But then I watched that trailer. It looks like everything DC didn't throw into any other movie or show was thrown into this. This movie looks like, I don't know what the budget was, but from the trailer, the CGI and the graphics and everything looks amazing. The cast looks awesome. It's all Latino, super dope. Hey, you guys want superheroes like culture and all that kind of stuff like that? They've been there. They're around. And Blue Beetle is one. And his movie looks like it's going to be amazing. It looks sick. George Lopez is in there, so you know
George
he's gonna bring
Lopez, yep.
comedy, and you know what I'm saying. And then at the end of the trailer, the Beatles talking the Scarab. So okay, if you guys don't know who Blue Beetle is, before I get too
That's
ahead
where we should start. Yep, start there.
yeah.
Who's Blue Beetle?
So Javi Reyes, Latino kid. I don't know his exact origin or whatever, but I know the Scarab finds him. I think it came from outer space and
Yeah.
he got connected to it. But in this, he's going in for like a job interview or something, and some girl he knows hands him a box or whatever. But the Scarab attaches itself to him. And what the Scarab is whatever it's attached to, whatever it's gonna protect.
Yeah, the
And
host. It chose
all
him as
means
a host.
yeah, so because it wants to protect itself and its host. So like in the comics and stuff like that, it's hit or miss. Like sometimes it'll do what you want or it won't do what you want. If it sees something as a threat, it's gonna automatically attack it. Like or
Yeah, it
get
doesn't
ready to.
always listen to the host. It doesn't always listen to Jaime. It does what it feels like it needs to do to protect itself
Yeah,
and the
or
host.
defend itself. Like it's
Mhm.
the Scarab could be a world threat
Destroyer.
kind of
Mhm.
like the thing is sick. You know what I'm saying? So it puts a full suit on. It could fly. It can go into space. You don't have to breathe when you have that thing on. You that and like you could be passed out or whatever. That thing is gonna make sure you don't die, or
Right.
its best job to make sure that you don't die. And so in the trailer, it was like, man, you could whatever you could imagine, you could make. So dude made the Final Fantasy sword, Cloud sword. I was like, man, it's going. It looks dope. It looks really dope.
The Buster Sword, baby.
And the thing about it is like, we all know if something makes money, it keeps going. You know, and he's young. Jaime Reyes is one of the youngest superheroes in comic books right now and stuff. The kid looks good, looks young, man. Like, so let's go see this, man. And it looks like a win for DC. Like, I'm talking to you, like, if you guys haven't seen the trailer, it just dropped, obviously. But I would go watch it right away because I think it looks amazing.
Dude, I watched it and I texted you right away, like, yo, this Blue Beetle trailer is fire. It is fire. Listen. So I'm not saying other races aren't like this, but when you have a Hispanic as a lead, family has a lot to do with it. It's just a part of the culture. So like they've already given you some of that away, right? His whole family's present when the Scarab takes over his body. They all know somebody takes a whole lightning bolt trying to help him take it off of. I think it was George Lopez. So that family dynamic is going to be there, which is cool. So they don't have to hide that. Another thing I noticed in the trailer, George Lopez is either the original Blue Beetle, because there was a Blue Beetle before the Scarab. It was just a superhero running around calling himself the Blue Beetle, but he didn't really have any powers. And in the trailer, Jaime is kind of like in a command center or a lab, and George Lopez is fixing some computers. They're talking about Batman. He's like, oh, this is like the Batcave. And he was like, Batman's a fascist. But as the camera moves around, there's 3 old school superhero suits in the background. So I think George Lopez was the original Blue Beetle, and he's gonna help coach Jaime to be
Yeah, and they had
whatever
the
it's
Beetle
gonna be.
Mobile or whatever, which is Blue Beetle, the original Blue Beetle's whip. Like that
Yeah,
was dope. So
So that's gonna be cool.
I
And
hope.
what I'm excited for, we know Booster Goat is coming. They told us
Mhm.
he was. Booster Goat is a big ally or a part of Blue Beetle's host skit. So
The original.
we should see some Booster Goat action or a Booster Goat end scene, something Booster Goat related in this movie. Dude, I just like the suit looked incredible. The scarab looked incredible. The way that the interface inside of the helmet, incredible. The way he's talking to this, I'm all in on this movie. Like when I
The
seen the trailer, I was like,
CGI.
yo,
Dude, he cut a whole bus in half.
in half, bro.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Whatever they were holding back for any other movies or what CGI kind of look crap, it's all in here. Because from that one trailer, it looks spectacular.
I couldn't believe it. I watched it like 3 times and I was just like, how is this not going to be a part of the future? And I haven't even seen the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like just based on a 2.5 minute trailer, how in the world having a young actor who's hot because he's on the Karate Kid on Netflix or Cobra Kai, like he's hot, people know who he is. Cobra Kai is a hugely popular series. So you
Mm-hmm.
have him, young, good actor, like supporting cast looks good.
Yep.
I don't know, dog. Like the movie has to fail epically for them to not have this continue. Like
Yeah.
I'm just,
And,
it's
and
gonna be
like
nuts.
the Blue Beetle's power set, his age, culture. We have a Latino superhero here, folks. Like, name another one. You can't. Like, this is he's he's coming, and I think we should all support it for
Yeah,
sure.
you gotta
I
go
will.
watch it, man. It's gonna be interesting. Like I said, I'm super in it. I've told everyone that after I watched the trailer, everyone I've talked to, like, did you see the Blue Beetle? You know what I'm saying? Did you see the Blue Beetle trailer? Did you see the Blue Beetle trailer? Yeah, I'm in, and it'll be fun. The family's gonna be clearly a part of it. It's been successful with Shazam. Like, I feel like that aspect of it has
Yeah.
been cool. So why not? And then we'll see if there are end credits, if it survives the Flashpoint. We'll find out. And that's not even that far away because June 16th or whatever day Flash comes out is soon.
Yeah, that's coming.
And then Blue Beetle comes out in August, doesn't it? Do we have this wrong?
Yeah.
Does
I
Blue
just
Beetle
watched.
come out after Flashpoint?
I just watched the trailer. And I think that comes out before. I think all these movies come out before.
August 18th is Blue Beetle. Flashpoint. How cool will it be if it is after, like, and they can just redo the credit scene? Yeah, bro. The Flash movie comes out June, and Blue Beetle comes out in August. He might survive the. He might survive the wave.
I mean, he
That's
should.
exciting.
He's brand new. He's young. You know what I'm
That's
saying? Like,
exciting. I'm ready for it. You guys got to
and
go
it's like,
watch it. Make sure you go watch Blue Beetle in August. It's gonna be cool. It looks really cool.
yeah, everybody crying for new heroes and cultural heroes. Here we go. Here
Time
we
to show
go.
out.
Yes, sir.
Time to show out. Speaking of trailers, in an odd turn of events, Ray's more excited for a show than I am on the Marvel side. So there's a new trailer today. We got trailer for Secret Invasion, the Marvel TV series
Fire.
on Disney Plus.
Fire.
What are your thoughts?
Well, number one, I love Sam Jack and whatever he does. So he's back. And then I'm big on scrolls because I'm a Fantastic Four guy. And then what it means like for the future. Like this is gonna be awesome, man. And it looks dope. I think this is gonna be the last hurrah for Nick Fury. Um, like action wise, I don't know where they're gonna go anymore. He's getting old. Looks really old. They even say it in the trailer and stuff like, "Hey, you're getting too old for this fight." You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And then it says like this is they're saying, this is his last battle, his last fight, or whatever. But like, I love it, man. I love it's awesome, man. Like, because I always loved the spy thing. That's why I loved the Winter Soldier so much. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's more than it's a superhero movie. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
and we
saying?
talked about that a lot. It's my favorite Marvel movie for sure.
And I think this might be my favorite Marvel show. And then I love the scrolls because like what is building up to be like first they're bad, then they're not bad, then they're good. You know what I'm saying? We're about to find out now because the scrolls they're not good. So the last time we see them, they're working with Nick Fury, and they are good.
Well, it's a
They
small. That's the thing, right?
yeah.
Like, it's a small section of what we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I think this series has the potential because of what the scrolls are to change the Marvel universe like Flashpoint has for the Flash for a couple reasons. I don't think the Nick Fury we've seen in the last few Marvel movies was Nick Fury. I think it was Talon or Talos because in one of the end secret he was in space
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
one of the space stations. And then in the Spider-Man movie, he was like, I talked to Fury, and he was like, dude, Fury's not even on Earth right now. So how long wasn't he on Earth for? First off, and their potential to shapeshift. How many other characters have we run into so far that were actually them? And this is an
Yeah.
opportunity for them to do that, right? Like,
Yeah.
let's do a quick reset here. Like, and I don't think they'll go crazy. Like, it's not going to be like Robert Downey Jr., like, oh, Robert Downey Jr. wasn't really blah, blah, blah. Like, that wasn't the real Tony Stark that died. No, I don't think they'll go that far. But I think some important side characters have the potential, like Nick Fury, right, to
Yeah.
have been a scroll this whole time. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that could be interesting. It can send some shockwaves through the MCU.
And then if you guys know Super Scroll, you know what I'm saying? This has potential to lead into some
Secret
Fantastic
War.
Four stuff, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because the Super Scroll took, the power of all four Fantastic Four members and stuff. So I'm hoping we're moving in that direction. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm so excited for because I'm waiting for the Fantastic Four, one of my favorite, things in comic books, period. You know what I'm saying? So you're getting there, got it and it looks dope. You know what I'm saying? It feels to me like a smaller version of, the Winter Soldier, man. I love that stuff. And this is just another thing, you know, another thing there, man. And I hope they show like the Super Scroll. I seen that one scroll, like
I think that is the Super Scroll.
yeah,
I think that was
you know,
him.
you know what I mean? Well, anything that puts me to a step closer to the Fantastic Four, like let's go, like let's get there.
I
Let's get
think
that.
this I think you I think it is going to be one of the better series, and it is going to be more Civil War than it is Avengers. Like, right, more not Civil War, more Winter
Yeah,
Soldier than Civil War.
yeah. Well, we didn't see no superheroes. You know what I'm saying? So
So it's going to be real spy. We're going to be trying to figure out who is who, what's real, what isn't real, which
mhm.
parts of the government were taken over by this, cell of scrolls. Like, is the president compromised, not just in our country, but across the world? Is the UN like, these are the ramifications. Like, we've
Yeah,
already seen the United Nations be a part of different conversations in the Black Panther movies when after Age of Ultron, when the Hulk destroyed, the
yeah.
different cities and how
It
the
is,
sanctions happened for Civil War. Like,
and I know he's old or whatever, and this can be his last hour, but like we're gonna get to see more of how badass Nick Fury is because like
yeah,
from this point on, like he's just been
the super
whatever.
spy,
Like, dude, Nick Fury's a badass, man.
badass.
Like the character Nightmare or whatever. Like, dude, Nick Fury's fought like Nightmare one on one. Dude, jumped out and dude. Nick Fury is a badass, man. He's like 007 times 10. Like Nick Fury's the man, and I hope they show more of you know, what he's capable of, the stuff, you know what I mean? Like, dude, Nick Fury's dope. Like, well, black Nick Fury, you know what I'm saying? White Nick Fury was cool and whatnot too. But once they changed them to like the whatever, like I don't know, there's a lot more there that we haven't gotten to. And I think this show is gonna showcase Sam Jack and he's gonna get his time and I hope he's really badass. I know he's old, but let's get some of that. Let's get some of that going. Because Nick
I mean,
Fury's
and then you got just the cast, right? Like, Amelia Clark is in this movie and super popular. Game of Thrones kind of skyrocketed her into the stratosphere. She's
yeah,
Talos's daughter. And she shows up on a trailer, right? You see a glimpse of her. So, like, it's gonna be interesting. As we build towards the young Avengers, like Hulkling is a young Avenger, right? Like, and he's a scroll. Like, they just call him Hulkling because of what he looks like, not because he's related to the Hulk in any way. And I feel like that has to come into play because Wanda's kids are going to come into play, and Wiccan and Hulkling are a thing. They're an item, right? And they're super strong together, and he leads an empire. This is gonna be interesting because it's getting into the weeds of Marvel Comics where a lot of people don't really know about it, right? Like if there it's not in the main, you know,
Yeah, I know what you're talking
echelon
about.
of villains or even of things that are happening. So Marvel's gonna be tested now with interest level, right? Like how many people, how much interest can you retain from fans of characters they really aren't invested in? So it's gonna be an interesting time the next, I don't know, decade or so at Marvel when they're trying to transition all this stuff over. Another thing we didn't talk about with Blue Beetle is Blue Beetle's a young Justice. Like Blue
Yeah.
Beetle's a dude, and that cartoon is nice. Like that
Oh,
DC
fire.
animated series is fire. So you can start building out a young Justice with that as well.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
So that I'm interested. The next level is gonna be very, very cool. Very, very cool.
But that's the thing I'm saying, dude. Like, that's what DC has been dropping the ball. Like when stuff not being intertwined. Like that Stargirl show was super dope, man. They introduced Stargirl, young Stargirl. They introduced a young Black Cat. A girl took over a Black Cat's thing on that show, Brian. They introduced the other the Green Lantern.
Jessica.
Yeah, they, and they're all young. Like, dude, if they had their things mixed together, boom, we got Blue Beetle, Stargirl, Jessica, Black Cat, and then
The
Our Man.
Titans.
Dude, if you ever watch, like I know you haven't watched it yet, but Brian, please give it a chance. It's fire, dude. Like they're all young. They take over from their parents, or some of them aren't part of their parents, but like you know what I'm saying. You got all those young dudes there, and you know what I'm saying. Like I said, going like the Stargirl, they're fighting Solomon Grundy on the show, the Shades on the show. You know what I'm saying? And if it was all mixed together, boom, like here we go. Boom, you have a young Justice right there, man. You add Blue Beetle to that 4 or 5 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You have some no, they keep everything separate. You know what I'm saying? And then the Flash, they got the young Flash. They got the he's training him, whatever. Boom, dude, like we have a team of 6 right there of dope stuff. You know what I'm saying? And dude, in Stargirl, if you guys haven't watched it, or whatever, I think it's like 3 seasons of it. It's amazing. I was watching it with my daughter because she's young, whatever and stuff, and she got into it, and I started watching it with her. You know what I'm saying? Like they're fighting Solomon Grundy, and then the show's dope,
What is it
dope.
on? Is it
Frost,
on HBO Max?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Frost, like, dude, whatever bad guy that you guys haven't seen in DC or whatever, there's there, man. Like the Shade on there was, dude, when I seen the Shade, I was like, oh, I love the Shade. I've been a fan of the Shade for a long time, but you never see these characters, dude. Stargirl, they brought it all, man. Like, dude, when Iron Man was fighting Solomon Grundy, dog, it was cold. He's like, dude, he flipped his little thing. He's like, you got 1 hour with me, big boy. And he's like, what, dude? Like, it's fire. That show's good, really good. People are dying. It's serious. Like, that show is really, really good.
I'll check it out one of these days. I'll be bored and lay
Yeah, everyone
down.
you like from Young Justice and stuff, like, dude, the bad guys, dude, all that stuff is in there, man.
I'm
For
still trying
real.
to figure out why I look red.
And
I'm
you look
sitting
so
here
tan.
like, why do I look red still?
So
I
yeah,
don't know.
Super Mario comes out this week, guys. I'm definitely gonna go see that. Feel way better, dude. I plan on seeing John Wick this weekend. It's too darn sick, man. It's aggravating. All this stuff is out. I want to talk about it and see it, dude. I left work early, man, and I just laid around all weekend. I was crybaby. You know when dudes get sick, man. It's
Oh
just
yeah, it's the end of the world.
oh, dude. So I didn't really get to see too much, man. I'm trying to get Brian in it, to watch Yellow Jackets. Man, people are sleeping on that show, man. Like it was and number one, what I really like about it, it's like an all girl cast, and they're killing it. They're holding my attention. They're bringing me in. Like all those females are killing it. You see a couple dudes in here and there. Like if you would have told me like 10 years ago or something like that I'd be watching a show that is fueled by all females, every major cast, every major characters, all girls and whatnot, I'd be like, I don't know, want to be into it or whatever. But like, dude, they're killing it, man. Like that show's killing it. And then like it's
I'll
not
check it
that's what
out. I told you I ended up signing up for Showtime just to watch it, so I'll binge it. It's just one of those things where like it's gonna take me some time just with everything going on, but I'll try to catch a couple episodes before bed. I stay up super late anyway, so like 1:30 every night playing like the show or Madden in bed. So I'll just try to substitute in Yellow Jackets instead of my nightly the show binge.
yeah, and then like where it gets into the like the nerdiness or whatever you guys like. First of all, it's going from so it's a team of it's a girls soccer team. They're going to nationals, whatever, and they're playing crashes in the wilderness, and they have to survive. You know what I'm saying? So then it's bouncing from them being girls to the women. You know what I'm saying? So you get to see some of the older women, but then you notice they're not showing a lot of the other characters that are bigger characters when they're younger. So you know, like they're gonna be dying off. A lot of stuff's happening, you know, and they didn't really get too much into the first season. A little bit here and there. Now in the second season, you're starting to they're get to get more into it. Like, hey, well, what were they doing to survive? What was going on? And then there's a part where they took some mushrooms and some weird stuff started happening. Like there's some dark art stuff going on there too. Like there's something out in those woods or something that became a part of like one of the chicks and stuff like that. It's feeding and fueling into the fire and stuff. So there's some elements of like magic there, or black magic or
Do they have like
demonic
powers
stuff.
at all or no?
I,
Or is it more like supernaturally? Like there's some
yeah,
supernatural
there's
shit
some
going on.
supernatural stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? But it's like one of the main chicks, really. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's elements there. It's not just normal stuff, but it's like demonic or whatever. There's some things going on in there, and it's getting there. After the second episode of the second season, is getting more in that element. So there's more elements than just being a regular show, guys. That's why I got into it.
So is this season 2 starting or season 3?
Yeah, season two, and there's the
Okay.
two episodes, and they come out every Friday.
I'll check it out. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff I want to watch, but I always end up watching random shit like um The Night Agent. So I like cop shows in general. Like spy stuff is cool to me. That's why The Winter Soldier is so awesome. The Night Agent on Netflix just came out and it's about that CIA operatives and spy stuff. And it's actually really good. Like a lot of people are watching it. They've already greenlit it for a second season, it seems. Super good. Bingeable. I watched it in like 2 days.
Yeah, I watched
But
like
that's
half
what
of.
happens. Like I have this whole list of shows I need to watch and I need to do, or like these games I want to play. And then I'll sit down and be like, oh, what's this? And I click on it and whoop, there goes 10 hours of my life because I had to finish it.
Yeah,
It's just dumb.
yeah. I'm trying to find something that's like in our wheelhouse, kind of whatever. There's not much there right now. But I think Yellow Jackets is a good
Yeah.
show. But like
No,
yeah,
I'll
like
catch
except
up.
right now, not too much going on. Like I was in the Titans and watching it, but then they said they were gonna cancel it. Like I was just getting into dude becoming Robin. There's another dude who's he has no fighting knowledge, nothing like that, but he's been studying Robin the whole time. He knows like all of his losses, his wins. He knows all about him and stuff. So they start grooming him to become a Red Robin. And I seen his outfit looks really dope and stuff like that. They gave him the staff. He's been working with that. But then they tell me it's gonna be canceled. I just fell off of it then, you know.
Yeah, it's
But I
tough to
don't.
stay committed once you know the show is not going to survive.
Yeah, but I really like Titans. Titans was
No, it was a good show. It was a good
then
show.
Beast Boy started coming into his own now and stuff, and then it was getting washed. Stargirl got washed. Like I don't know what DC be doing, man. Like I just really don't know.
It's interesting. Some other
They need
news
some.
out of you said
Oh
what?
yeah, go ahead. They
No,
need
go
some.
ahead.
They need some shows.
They
You
do need
know,
some
they
shows.
they're cancel.
It's just funny to me because like they dominate the animated films, dog. Like animated series and animated films on DC are just king. They're just I don't know why it's so hard to just transition that, bro. Like, why is that so difficult? Like, why is it so difficult? You have something that's successful. Like,
Yeah,
just use it. But that's why James Gunn stuff is intriguing because they're gonna use the that storyline of what is it Justice League Unlimited, so like
yeah.
that has
Oh, yep.
potential, you know what I'm
Oh, yeah.
saying? There's a lot of potential there for that because those animated movies are fire,
All of them.
all of them, that whole run, like that entire section of what I don't know if it was that New 52 inspired, whatever that whole run was like, just so good. Like all those animated movies in that time period were just amazing.
Yeah, no, those are definitely New 52 runs because that Arthur, that Aquaman, that's New 52 look Aquaman.
It was good, so good. I randomly watched many of those movies, like all the Justice League ones, including Flashpoint, because I'm super geek. I'll turn on
Yeah,
HBO Max and just rewatch Flashpoint all the time, dog. Like my wife's like, "You're watching that again?" I'm like, "It's so good.
so good.
It's so good."
They could just do that too, though. Like put on another Justice League cartoon, man. Like right now, like have it be hot. I mean, like
Right.
they could easily do that because Justice League Unlimited and not even that. It was I think what was it like? It was like Justice League and then Justice League Unlimited, whatever. They're super fire, man. Some of the best cartoons, like just like that. Batman animated series, Justice League Unlimited. All those things were all time great stuff, man. Like you can't beat it. Can't.
They just get it. They just get animation. Justice League War,
Oh,
phenomenal. Justice
dude, that's
League
one of my
Acropolis, phenomenal.
Not even animated. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Justice League Warriors. I've seen it at
It's
least
so
20
good.
times.
So good. Justice League Throne of Atlantis, also good. Like, what
Fire.
are we doing? Like, what are you doing, dog?
But
What are you doing?
dude, adapt these to movies.
Right.
Dude,
Just live action them.
yeah, like that Justice League movie they put out. Dude, no, if you would have just did Justice League War and made it to live action
That's
movie,
it.
it would have
That's all you had to
blew the
do.
box
You
office
could have launched
out of the
the
water.
entire DCU doing that by itself.
Yep.
And then Flashpoint today would just be undoing all of that run because it only started based on, the actions that happened. Dude, it would be crazy, bro.
That'll be fire,
Like
man.
Justice League Acropolis, they get wrecked. The Justice League gets destroyed, bro. And only the Flash is able to like reset it because they're done.
Yeah.
So
I don't
good.
know. I love him, but I love it though. You know what I'm saying? And then Blue Beetle, I think, is a great step in the right direction. I thought Shazam was fantastic, man, but there was too much there, man. And I love The Rock, but like after hearing everything that happened and stuff like that, I hate The Rock. I hate The Rock. Shazam was supposed to be
He
at the
killed.
end of
I
the
think he
trailer.
killed the
He
DCU,
didn't
bro.
do it. He wanted to push Henry Cavill so hard and then push himself. He wanted to own part of it and all the kind of stuff. Like, dude, you like single handedly washed half the shit I like. I don't know what
I,
he was doing there.
it was the ultimate power play, but he's only gotten this big because this is what he does. Like he did it to Vin Diesel, and everybody was like, "What's going on over there in the Fast and the Furious?" Like not the first time that he's pulled this.
Yeah, but
Um,
superhero stuff works a little different.
I mean, how like I understand he wants to be the face of it and fight Superman, but like Black Adam is intertwined with Shazam no matter what you do. Like not wanting to be in his end credits, not wanting it to be in a movie, like is wild to me. It's
Dude, he
just
wanted to just instantly go
right.
that way.
Like, do
Dude, it could have been
you?
like it could have been like a or three thing like there's a cartoon movie where Shazam and Superman team up to fight Black Adam. We could have
Yeah,
that.
right.
We could have that.
Because Black Adam is that dude.
Yeah.
Like,
And Shazam is brand new. You know, Black Adam's been doing this for centuries. You know what I'm saying? So we put in Black Adam is too much for Shazam to handle right now. Boom, Superman comes to help, and then dude, he's pretty much too much for him too. So they got to team up together to take this dude down. Now then, fire. But The Rock was so hard headed on like, I'm gonna fight Superman. I'm the next big thing. I'm gonna be DC. Dude, you're 50. You're not
yeah,
gonna do none of that, bud.
yeah,
And nobody not no likes, but Black Adam ain't that. It's not
he
that.
outran his coverage. It killed what could have been. Now we just see what the salvage is. Speaking of The Rock, what a great transition. We didn't even plan this, guys. It just happened that way. Speaking of The Rock, today he announced a new partnership with Disney and Moana, one of the biggest Disney movies of all time,
You're welcome.
is about to be a live action movie. He's obviously going to be in it and play Maui. He had a cute little video with his daughters. They were on the beach in Hawaii and they're just talking about, he was talking about how important it was and how the character Maui is based on High Chief Peter Maivia a little bit, like how he looks and his presence, which is cool. Like that makes him more emotionally invested. So he's gonna play the character. Now that's the only thing we know. Like we'll see who else is gonna be available in the movie to play either Moana. The girl that sung the Moana looks like her kind of and is a beast. So like I don't know why they wouldn't just do that, but we'll see who they cast in that. Dude, if you look at the video, all the comment section, everyone wants Kevin Hart to be the chicken. Like everybody's like, if you don't cast Kevin Hart as Ho Ho, I think his name is, like it'll be a failure. There's only one dude who was like, please don't cast Kevin Hart as his chicken, but it was an overwhelming majority of people that want him as a chicken. I think it has
I mean,
potential, man. I think it's gonna be good. Like the story, Moana, the story is it's a cool movie. Like the
yeah,
songs, like every Disney movie, are cool, and The Rock really does bring in the Maui songs to life. So like it has to be him, right? Like he's the character.
yeah.
It's gonna be good. I think it'll be a good.
The action was really dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? The characters, you bring in the gods and stuff like that. Start, you know, it was one of my favorite Disney movies that
It's
in a
good.
long time. Yeah, I've seen it more than once, and I can't say that about a lot of Disney movies. So
Super good. The songs are super catchy.
yeah, it's The Rock,
I'm
man.
excited for
He's
it.
a cool guy.
I'm sure we're years away from this happening. You know, like we're not gonna see this movie till like 2026. I bet you. But the fact that he announced it and they're talking about it, super in, super in. He always lands on his feet, bro. I don't think he can do no wrong. It doesn't matter what he does, what franchise he tries to destroy. Like he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, well, that didn't work out for me, so we're about to, do live action Moana for Disney.
Well, I mean, I like I said, he didn't destroy it. I think, and the movie did well. You know, like
Well, ish.
yeah. And if it was stayed in his lane, I think it could have went further. I love Black Adam, and I love what he did with the movie.
No,
I
you
loved the
liked it
movie.
more than me. Yeah, you
I
liked
like
Black
the
Adam
movie.
more than I did.
Well, you know, and then it brought in the JSA. You know what I'm saying? But now, and then they try to bring Shazam it. Like right now, I don't know where that's going to go. It would be cool if it kept going further, but at this point, I think it's just dead.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel torn about this because we're used to the interconnectedness of what Marvel has created. But like DC doesn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't
They
have to
should.
connect it now, though. You can connect it
No.
later. Like, continue
Yeah.
these stories. Like, as much as I don't like Hakeem Phoenix's Joker, like, keep doing that. Robert Patterson's Batman, keep doing that. And then find a way to organically, through the multiverse, right? Through Flashpoint or something, make it work. Like these
Yeah.
are all stories that are fun still. Like I wouldn't say they necessarily suck, none of them.
Yeah.
Um, but there's no reason to do that. I get the urge to want to follow Marvel's blueprint, but the reality is they didn't do this overnight. We've been doing this shit for 25 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this didn't just happen.
Well,
So you have to build it.
I don't want to see this Batman in any DC universe because he
Which
ain't.
Batman? Patterson?
Yeah, it ain't that.
I don't
The
know.
only the only Batman that could cross over was Ben Affleck's Batman, and they ruined that.
Again, he's too old, right? Like I think that's what happened where they casted all these like bigger actors with names, and now all of a sudden you need to have a 10 or 15-year plan, and Ben Affleck's what, 50?
Yeah, but it wasn't that. Zack Snyder ruined that with his storytelling. His action was awesome. His movie sucked.
I like the Snyder cut. I thought it was cool.
Well, they tried, man. You know what I'm saying? If Justice League was any good, it would have kept going further. And then Ben Affleck was right in his Batman movie. You know what I'm saying? And then all this stuff, crumbled down or whatever. Like he's the only comic booky Batman. You see what they're doing with the Daredevil now. Like that Daredevil from the Daredevil TV show could not cross over. Marvel's
Too
so damn
dark.
smart. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
they put him in Spider-Man movie. He catches the brick. He knew about it before Spider-Man. You're like, okay, here we go. Then you see him in She-Hulk. He's flipping, cartwheeling, he's dodging her punches, all that
Right.
stuff. He
More
wasn't doing that show.
acrobatic, a little
But
more light. He's
they're
lighter.
slowly
Yeah.
making him more comic booky. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing with Daredevil, it seems like everyone's going to be a part of that show that that we wanted. So they're all going to be more. It's not going to be so grounded. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm tired of with the Batman stuff. Like, stop making him so grounded. He's a comic book character. And the only person that didn't ground him was Zack Snyder. When he was going 20 on one or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't see that. You haven't seen that in any other Batman movie.
Those fight scenes were crazy.
Oh, this movie was better. That movie was better. No, it wasn't, man. Not at all. Like this was the comic book Batman. This was the Batman we all deserved. The Batman I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And it went to nothing. So Matt Reeves' Batman can stay in garbage land because that thing sucks. I don't know. I don't like it.
I didn't hate it. For me, it was the pace, like the So I was excited to see a detective Batman. Like we'd never really seen a detective Batman, and I
That's
think
fine. Yeah.
mission accomplished on that, right? But like the style of it and the pace of it and the fucking music the whole damn time. That was the most thing that pissed me off was the score. It was the whole movie. The whole movie had an undertone score on it. It was so annoying.
Stop trying to ground Batman. He's a damn ninja. You know what I'm saying? In the comic books and the cartoons, dude, he vanishes with a flash. Don't make no sound. And ninjas ain't grounded. You know what I'm saying? Like ninja, you know, I just don't get why they keep trying to ground Batman, dude, and make him some. I don't know.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. What's this? What's this? We should find a show to
Batman's
like
in the
watch together.
Justice League. None of
Justice
these
League.
Batmans could be in the Justice League. None of them. Dude, Batman to be fist fighting aliens and shit, you know what I'm saying? Fighting with apocalypse and stuff like that. Like now you don't whoop him or nothing like that, but he's there. He's viable. He's doing things. All these Batman we've seen in these movies can't do shit. Nothing. In Justice League War, Batman was 1-on-3 and parademons, you know what I'm saying? And stuff, you know what I'm saying? These people is not people.
Right.
Batman is so close to not being a person, and we don't never get to see that. You know what I'm saying? Batman's fought Captain America, and Captain America is a super soldier. You know what I'm saying? But Batman is fighting him and saying, like, I could do this all day. You know what I'm saying? Batman's been in a tournament where he fought for like 3 days straight and whooped everybody. He's not a regular dude. And we keep trying to make him be a regular dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Sick of it. He's sick of it.
You think a regular dude is gonna lead the Justice League, man? Come on, man. You think Wonder Woman's gonna fall in love with a regular dude? No, she fell in love with Batman. He's a G.
So I'm trying to find like something we could watch and talk about next time. So did you ever? So I never watched. My wife watched it. She said it was amazing. But do you watch like foreign movies at all?
Sure,
Do you ever
like,
watch like Parasite? It was like really big a year or two ago. Everyone was talking
no,
about
I
Parasite.
never watched it, but I watch foreign movies all the time. Like I watch or French shows. I've watched French shows. I watch karate flicks. I watch dub movies all the time.
So Korean movies are high quality for the most part.
Mhm.
Like Parasite won Oscars and whatnot. So I'm
Yeah,
in my
I mean,
email right now, and HBO sent an email like shit, things to watch, things coming on to whatever. So the dude that made Parasite, Bon Joon-ho, created a cult following with shocking stories, which is right up your alley, including The Host, featuring a frightening monster that emerges from the Sohan River. Movie came out in 2007, but it looks interesting. We should commit to watching it between now and the next podcast and just talk about it. It says chemical waste carelessly dumped in the South Korean river spawns a massive creature that takes a local girl captive in this monster movie. You love monster movies.
yep.
So we should check this out
Yeah,
between now and then and
I'm
talk.
hip.
It seems it's old. I never heard about it until I just seen this email. So good job, HBO marketing department on whoever's putting together movies.
Yeah, I'm hip.
But yeah, we should check it out. It looks interesting. It caught my attention on this list of things.
I'm hip. You know
List
what
of
I would like to
things.
see is Zorro, some type of Zorro type thing. That'd be awesome. Like
Zorro would be good. I like Zorro.
yeah. I remember in the '90s when Antonio Banderas. I love
Antonio
that.
Banderas Zorro. Yep,
I love that movie.
that was cool.
I like that stuff, man. Everything don't have to be, you know,
Real, like realistic.
yeah, or a superhero. You know what I'm saying? Like there's other heroes, Indiana Jones type people, like Zorro or whatever. I think we need to have more stuff like that.
What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? There was something else I wanted. Oh, so on app. Do you have Apple TV or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
So I watched Ted Lasso. I know you haven't been watching that, but after I finished the last episode of Ted Lasso, I was looking through like the section of all the things as we're trying to figure out, what we can watch together and talk about. There's a show on there. I don't know if it ended yet, but Mythic Quest. It's about a video game design company. That could be something we could watch. It's
Yeah,
funny too. Like it's a funny show.
I always wanted to watch it, but
It's
I
good.
never.
I watched the first season. I haven't watched the last two. I think they're on 3 seasons. But I
Oh,
ran
damn.
into a show on there that because we've been starting to watch wrestling more, at least you have. I think you'd like it. It's a documentary series. It's called A Monster Factory, and it's about a wrestling school, and how they train their students and try to get them contracts with the WWE and AEW. It's pretty neat. I watched a couple episodes yesterday. I was like, this is cool. I'll take a look at that. Something you could take a look at.
I'll be down. Did you ever watch that show on Apple TV? I forgot what it's called. Dang, dude. It was the best show ending I've ever seen ever. Ending of
Surveillance.
a first season, huh?
Surveillance.
No, it's like Separation or something along those lines.
I thought it was surveillance. Let me
I'm
see.
trying to think of it. And the cast is fire. Like, and I'm telling you, like, I can't wait for the second season. The way that first ending, that first season ended, I think is one of the best endings of a first season I've ever watched ever.
What is it called?
Like, I can't wait for the second season. It has the dude from Step Brothers. He was the older brother. He was singing in the car.
I'm pretty sure it's called surveillance. I know what you're talking about. It might not be surveillance, but I thought that's what it was
no, it's
called.
not. It's something about like separation or something like that because their work brain and their at home brain are separated. And once they go into work, their brain only remembers work. And when they leave work, they don't know what they worked on. They don't know what their job is or anything like that. It's so fire.
Where did it get renewed?
The first season was amazing.
I mean, even if it was amazing, if nobody watched it, it did. It could have bit the
Yeah.
bullet.
You don't see it on Apple TV. It should be.
I'm looking through all the shows right now. I've scrolled pretty far down the list.
What's it?
It's Severance.
Yeah, Severance. Yeah, fire.
I was close, y'all. I was close.
Dude, if you haven't watched that or any of
I
you haven't
haven't.
watched it,
So season 2 release date. Severance fans will welcome the news that the series has been renewed for a second season. A release date for the upcoming season is yet to be confirmed.
I'm telling you guys, it's gripping.
Dude, Apple has some good shows, dog. Like, there's some good
I watched
shows.
a lot of them.
The After Party is a funny ass show about a murder at an after party. It's pretty funny.
That alien show they have on there, I watched that all.
With the kids, the one with the kids.
There are kids in there, but it's not about what it is. They're about kids, whatever. But
And like England, they're like
yeah. There's America, England, and China.
Yeah. I watched that. It was cool.
Yeah,
There's a new show. So yeah, if you haven't been paying attention, I am in lust with Ana de Almas. Anything she's in, I'm watching it. She is my girl. New show coming out with Chris Evans. I think it's a show. It might be a movie. It's called Ghosted. And they're promoting the hell out of it. It's a pretty sure it's a movie. She's like a spy. He's a normal dude. And it's supposed to be like a action thriller romantic movie type thing. Probably a test for her since she's supposed to be a ballerina for the John Wick spinoff. So the gunplay and all that stuff, right? You got to get practice in that. She's never really done that before. Looks good. I'm in. I mean, I'm gonna watch it regardless because she's in it. But
the M. Night Shyamalan show is fire. They're like 3 seasons of it. That's really good.
There's a new show coming out called Extrapolations. I don't know why that was difficult to say. It came out March 17th. It has 8 episodes. It follows different people. Basically, it's a limited series, so I think it's only this one season, so we could watch that and talk about it. But it has 8 interconnected episodes, basically dealing with how human life is forced to adapt to the end of the world or something like that. Seems interesting. I almost watched it the other day, but one of those things, who will fight for our future? We're in content overload. There's just too much shit to watch. Like, you have to pick your lane and watch it because there's no way to watch everything that's available. This is just absolutely I don't even know that many people that watch Apple TV stuff. Like, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I just go on there to watch Ted Lasso mostly. But I watch Mythic. I watched Mythic Quest on there initially, but
I watch a ton of their stuff, man. I like Apple TV. It's not bad.
No, they have quality stuff for sure. Shrinking. That Shrinking show looks interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to watch. I had to see that.
There's just I don't have the time,
There's
dog. I
just so
need to
much.
figure
There's
out a way to make
so
money
much
so I
stuff
don't have to work, and then we can talk about this shit all day. That would be the dream,
for sure.
the actual dream. I don't know. So Mario, you talked about it earlier. Super Mario Bros. The movie comes out on Wednesday. I got my
It's gonna be
tickets.
huge.
It's gonna be huge for a couple of reasons.
Huge.
So Wednesday's a big day for me. I'm taking my team out to a Brewer game all day, so we're not working. We're gonna meet at a bar at 10, shuttle to the Brewer game at noon, leave there at around 3 or 4, head home, probably take a little nap or eat something, pick up my wife, and then go watch Super Mario Bros. Wednesday night. So I'm super excited. I think it's gonna be amazing. The voice cast, bro, incredible. They're into it. Did you see they were like did you see all the videos? They're like cosplaying or like wearing their stuff on the red carpet.
Yeah,
Like
there's
Jack
new.
Black had some Bowser boots.
They're playing
And
Mario Kart.
what's her face? Is it I want to say it's Sophie, but it's not Sophie. Um the girl playing Peach was wearing like a pink dress. Like I thought it was cool. Like I think it might have been a jumpsuit, but it was pink. Chris Pratt had like some mushroom pockets. The movie. So here's what it is. First off, Mario's still huge with our generation and kids. Like they love Mario Kart. They love Smash Brothers, and the movie
So
has elements of all of that. Right? There's elements of
mhm.
that, which is cool.
Opening
And
the doors.
then the movie's only an hour and a half long. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the sweet spot to keep a kid's attention. They don't need to be no longer. It's an animated movie. I think it's gonna hit hard and it's gonna hit fast, and the movie's gonna be over, and we're gonna be like, I need more of this. I think that's the
Mhm.
feeling you're gonna have when this movie ends.
Yeah.
And I'm
Then we're gonna
super ready for
we're
it.
gonna make a Donkey Kong movie, a Mario Kart movie, Super Smash Bros. Movie. It's gonna lead into all that, bro. I guarantee it. It's gonna bank so hard.
The Pikachu movie was good to me, and he looked good. Like you can add if you're gonna make a Smash Brothers movie, just bring in that Pikachu. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even got to make a whole separate one.
Yeah, but then it just opens up for more video game movies not to have to be live action. You know what I'm saying? We can get a Metroid Prime animated movie. I bet that would be so fire. You know what I'm saying? Everything don't have to be live action,
I
and
feel like
then you could
Sheamus
build.
needs to be live action though, but I get it. Yeah, it doesn't have to be live action. We don't need a live action Donkey Kong movie. Like we
Yeah,
don't
then
need that.
we can get a animated Zelda movie. We don't need it to be live action, dude.
Dude, an
I'll
animated Zelda movie would be fire.
sick, sick, man.
Absolute fire. Dude, speaking of Zelda, I'm glad you mentioned that. I completely forgot about it. The hype is getting bigger and bigger for this new Zelda game about to come out. And dog, the more videos and stuff I watch on it, the more I'm like, this is gonna be the first one already felt like one of the best games, even though the world was kind of empty because I played it, right? I beat it, which is rare sometimes. But even though the world felt a little empty, like the trailers for this game, I don't know, dog. It just feels like it's gonna be one of those epic, single player games again, which
They always are.
good job, Nintendo. Good
Yep.
job. I don't know, man. We'll see. That's all she wrote for today. Thanks for watching. We will be jumping off and trying to figure out what to name this great episode of the Nerd Related Podcast. And play some Battlefields. Make sure you're following us on social media. Mostly on YouTube is where we're posting a lot of our content, and TikTok. Ray will be streaming Battlefield more often, which means I'll be playing in there with him. I'll also try to stream some of that. I'm trying to figure out what my niche is
I look
because
for an old game. I play the old. Well, I mean, the new game. I play the old one, though.
Ray plays a lot of shooters. That's mostly all he plays. Right now, I'm knee deep into like these Madden leagues, which I'm not the best at, but I get to the AFC Championship and then get whooped with like users, not the computer.
You could be streaming that, fool.
The show is out and I'm super into the show. They got these 3v3 co-ops that is just super good. And then single player games. So I'm just trying to figure out. There's so many games I've kind of shelved because I like playing multiplayer games. Rayo texts me, get on, I'll get on. Zach texts me, get on, I get on. Next thing you know, like, damn, I intended to be Harry Potter a month and a half ago and I still haven't done it. So, like, that happens to me a lot. But we'll figure out a schedule that works for everyone. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for stopping by and for the
Love y'all.
patience. Have a good week, y'all.